So we're checking out in the self checkout. This man walks up to us. My back is turned. He says to us, I just want to get to know you ladies because I needed y'all to help me with something. Yeah, I needed y'all to help me with something. So I turn around and he looks at my badge and he realizes it's not the same school badge that she has on. He thought we were both teenagers, but she noticed it. She was like, "No, mom, something's up with him because he's been looking at us, since we came to the checkout line." And then I had to have that conversation. Well, we got the same hips. You're a little bit more endowed here than me. So he saw something that he was attracted to. So right there in Walmart, I had to have that conversation.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mel, and welcome to Life Coaching by Mel. Here at Life Coaching by Mel, we speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get each and every one of my videos. Hit that like button for me. Hit me in that comment section. Today is going to be an invigorating conversation that I know you want to contribute to. And be sure to share this with at least one person. Let's get into today's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a panel for you all. This panel is going to be amazing. I have a new daughter. I have a brand new baby girl. She's 2 months, and I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of information I need. I need to get inside the mind of women because this conversation today is about modesty. And if you guys know, it's a lot of craziness going on, in my opinion, at least, regarding the way modern women dress, the way women dress overall. We got a lot of role models out there. Angel Reese being one of those. If you guys seen the most recent viral photos of her. Coco Jones. We got a lot of people who we look up to that are doing great things in their industry. However, what they posting online raising some eyebrows for me. So today, I have an amazing panel for you all. These ladies have a lot of great things to say. And we're going to introduce them right now. We're going to get it right into the conversation. We're going to go from left to right from what I see here. Ladies, please introduce yourself and answer this for me. Who or what was the biggest or has been the biggest influence on the way that you dress, and what about them or that made such an impression on you? We're going to start with Sharitha.
Hey, I remember to unmute. Hey, my name is Sharitha. I currently reside in a suburb on the outskirts of Atlanta, and in general, I'm just passionate about working with women and overworked mothers and caregivers so that we can all, raise our vibration on all fronts: financial, health, spiritual. I would have to say my mother was the biggest influence. My mom, she was a pretty slender woman back, when I was in high school. So I would just occasionally raid her closet. But I still think that I had my own style, which was actually no style at all. But I'm really not a keep up with the Joneses type of a person. I just kind of landed in my own lane. So I typically just buy or wear what I like, on the rare occasion that I do shop for clothes. So that's pretty much it. My mama.
Gotcha. All right, Joy.
I was about to forget to to unmute myself. So my name is Joy, and I am a mom of a little boy who's 12. So I'm interested in this conversation too. I'm an attorney. I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm also a data risk and privacy business consultant. And I've got lots of sisters and nieces. So this is quite an interesting conversation to have. For me, initially, it was my mom. And it wasn't really about just how she dressed when I was a little girl. It was how she dressed for herself. Right. It was really watching her. It wasn't the dressmaking, or it was her making the outfit, and just how she carried herself in it. And I just thought, I love that. It was not about what other people were wearing. It was just like she would put her outfit together. She'd get her hair done, nails done, and I just thought, oh, that's awesome. And then I kind of followed that as I got older, just kind of learned what my style was and what I like to put on, and realized that a lot of the women who were confident and the way they carried themselves. It wasn't really about the cut. It wasn't really about what was in or out. It was really about they just walked gracefully. It just I watched them and they didn't have to expose any part. It was just they loved what they were wearing, they carried it well, and I thought till this day that is it for me. It could look great on a model, but I look at it and go, that's not for me. I need to put it on and feel like a certain thing with that outfit. And I keep asking myself, why am I putting that on? When I start considering other people's notions, then it's like, no, that's off. That's off. So, but yeah, so it was my mom, and then just watching other women whom I do see the way they carry themselves in outfits that they pick, whether it's a turtleneck dress all the way to the bottom, doesn't matter. They look really amazing in it because of the way they carried that outfit. So.
Nice. Kristen.
Hey everyone, so I am Kristen Brown. I have a salon in Georgia. I specialize in sister locks. Sharitha is one of my clients, so that's pretty much what pretty much what I do. And then I'm a cosmetology student, so that I can add on all those additional services. Okay, so as far as my role model, I just kind of picked from here and from there. So I grew up in Church of God in Christ, and they was all over the place, the hats, the everything, and the convocations, all of that. So I just started seeing how the younger women dress, because we weren't stuck to, you can't wear red nail polish and you can't do this, you can't do that. So I saw like how they started bringing more freedom into the traditional wear, and I really liked that. And then when I went to college, I saw how the college women were, especially like the natural styles. And I even would like get fashion out of magazines, and just say, okay, I like how they would piece the tops and the shoes and the purses and all of that together. And then of course I put my budget friendly twist on it. But really just finding what I like, because even how Joy was saying, you might go to the mall and you'll see something on a mannequin, and I've noticed how people might copy everything on the mannequin and it don't look the same on you. So just finding what looks good, tailored and neat, and just you can still be covered and stylish and all of that, and just be confident with that. And so I felt like that is what I picked from all of these different role models that I had. And you could just be somebody random walking down the street, it's like, I like how she carries herself. And so just picking that up, and then taking everything and making it my own.
Lovely. Unlike the Church of God in Christ skirts. Free.
Hello, everyone. I'm Free. I'm from a little bit small town, probably about 45 miles south of Birmingham, Alabama. I'm in executive HR leadership, and I would say I got my influence from my style and my dress from, believe it or not, my grandmother and my great grandmother. They were very modest, church going. I mean, like 4 or 5 times a week, church going ladies, and they believe in modest dress. My great grandma made my clothes as a little girl all the way up until I was 12, my ribbons, everything. And they just believed in just dress classy for the environment you're in. Of course, when I went off to college, my style evolved a little bit more, because they said, well, you get your own four walls and you can dress how you want to. So I kind of explored a little bit more with my dress there, because I learned that, you can play a little bit more with your clothes. You can, believe it or not, wear a little bit less, wear a little bit more, but you can always put something on to meet the environment you're in and be respectful to whoever you are around. And that I kind of carried that on with me into my time now, whether it's me going to an executive meeting, or whether it's me going out with my stepdad for my 40th birthday, or even with my son. I just am mindful of who I'm around in that environment and dress for the environment to express myself. And like Joy said, be confident in what I have on. If it looks good on me and I'm confident about it and I wear it well, it fits well, I try to make sure that those are the clothes I wear.
Lovely. Amanda.
Hey, hey. Um, I'm a mom. First of all, I tell people I have kids all over the spectrum. I have one in college, one in high school, one in junior high, and one in elementary, and the last three are all girls. As far as fashion, a lot of it came from my father. My father's in the gospel music industry. My dad's one of the Williams brothers, so I got to see a lot of the background of like getting the outfits, getting the arguing over the suits and things like that. And my mom had like a whole lot of influence over that. They used to call my mom Felicia Rashad, because she was like she's that girl. And I used to be like, she's got on so many clothes. Like, why does she do so much? And back then I was thinking, because I'm a teenager, I'm like, she's got a really nice shape. Like, why is she not showing it? But as I get older, I see modesty. So I'm into fitness and I feel like I have a really nice shape. But I just remember those conversations with my parents and my dad telling me how I shouldn't walk out the house, or what I would, what people would think of me if I had on a certain outfit, or, him saying stuff like, you should be able to leave wherever you are and go to any function in any outfit, and it shouldn't matter. If you can't wear what you have on to a meeting or to church, then you probably shouldn't have it on. So I think about that a lot. Now I think about those conversations with my father when I'm putting things on in the morning, because I'm in banking now. And we can dress a little casual. I'm coming from retail management. So it's a transition. So I'm just like, think about what my father said. Is this classy? Can I leave here and go to church? Can I wear it to a meeting? And then even to this day, if you bring up my mother's name, the first thing that they say is that, "Ooh, Billie Jean, she could dress." I want people to say that about me. I don't want to be known as the girl who just, oh, she had a nice shape, but who cares about that in our 40s? We want to be known for something. And so that's what I think about when I step out. So a lot of times I will step out and I'm dressed to the T with like up to my neck with big bows and big sleeves and big pants, and I get the most attention like that, as opposed to a skin tight dress with every curve showing. And I might get the attention with the curves, but it's not the same attention. It is not the same attention. So my parents and all the other gospel groups that I saw with the coordinating suits, the matching bow ties and all of that. So yeah.
Man, the Williamsburg had some hits now. My favorite was "Sweep
Yeah.
Around Your Own Front." That's my one right there. Anyway, let's go on.
Okay.
Malika.
Hi, my name is Malika. I'm an Army brat, so I consider Washington State my home. I relocated to the Dallas Fort Worth area, so Texas is now my home. Uh, I would say I got my style. Originally, I liked her aesthetics, was my kindergarten teacher. I mean, she had a short haircut, and I just remember she always had nice makeup and she always had her nails done. Eventually, I started to kind of like the aesthetic of my fourth grade teacher. She was a German lady. Her name was Frau Österreicher, and she dressed modest, but she was bad. I mean, she had the bell bottom pants on, and she was super modest. So, I am completely opposite when it comes to modest. I don't dress modest. I guess you can say the reasons why I don't do it is because a lot of body shaming took place in my family and just throughout life, and I developed really early, so I was always shameful, always covering up. Now I'm like, this is what I am. This is my body. I'm gonna wear it. It is what it is. However, I am mindful of certain things because I have a son that's 23. He's in the military. So if I go somewhere with him, I'm not gonna just put on anything because I think about those certain things. And I also think about unnecessary, unwanted attention. So I guess it's kind of based off my audience. Like I wouldn't wear certain things to church. I'm still mindful of things like that. But for the most part, I do flaunt it. And it's not something that I do like intentionally, like, oh, I'm putting this on today for this. It's just I wanted to wear it. I like it. I felt like I looked nice in it at the time. I'll wear it. It's the truth.
Hey, and it says you free. No pun intended. Free.
It was liberating. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's liberating, and then I just lost 50 pounds, so I'm kind of extra with it sometimes too.
Okay.
So I'm happy about that. But like I said, I do try to be mindful of my audience as well. If I'm going somewhere, if I'm going to church, if I'm going to a meeting, and I know certain people will be there, I do try to be respectful of others. If I feel like it may offend them in a way, but then I also have my moments, my Libra scale ways, and I'm like, you know what? If the size of my breast bothers you, that's not my business. So I struggle.
I hear you on that for sure. Tamara.
Hello. Well, I am originally from Florida. I am a Southern Belle at heart. But I'm right now in New York, cold as hell. Excuse my French, but we ready to go. Okay, we ready to go. I want to go back down south. Style. So my style went through so many phases. I think one, my mom. My mom used to pick out our clothes up until I was like 10 or 11. And I remember the day she told me like we had to start picking out our own clothes, and I panicked. I was like, oh my God, how am I supposed to do this? Like, even though you've been doing it this entire time, I just got so used to her doing it. I think, and then around that time, I had hit puberty, and I realized I was becoming a little more shapely. So, kind of like Malika, like I was wearing stuff to where don't look at me, because clearly, if I had just regular jeans on, like a basic t shirt, I was getting attention. And I'm a very curvy woman. Like I have hips. Okay. My mom calls them gun holsters. Like that's how wide I am. Um, I had men tell me even before I even had kids, I had childbearing hips. Like it's just, my friends, it was so bad, y'all. I wore nothing but neutral colors: brown, black, navy blue. I had the most pair of black shoes. Like I never wore color because I didn't want any extra attention to myself. And then I got to a point where I was like, I guess I started building a little bit more confidence in myself in my 20s, and you start noticing certain actresses. Okay, Tracy Ellis Ross, I love her style because she was like covered up, but she gave you just a little bit of peekaboo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the little bit of peekaboo. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little. I'm a crop top girl. I'm a crop top girl. I'm probably gonna be a crop top girl all my life, but I do it. This is a crop sweater, but you can't. I'm covered, but I'm cute with it. But like Tracy Ellis Ross, Angela Bassett, like I did realize I kind of looked to women that had style, but they were like predominantly covered. And that's what I like because I feel like I can play up my curves now. So I'm modest. Like even like I have two girls and a son. And even with them, like they love dresses, but I'm very like, if you're gonna wear a dress and now that it's cold, you're gonna put stockings. Can I see your panties through those stockings? I'll be putting some shorts on. Like I'm that mom. So I'm very particular about how I dress and how I dress my girls. They look like little girls. We're not doing like crop tops or anything. They're completely covered. And they know there's just certain things that you shouldn't show. Now, I'm a fitness girl. I work out. And I think now that I have gotten a little bit more confidence about myself, okay, you go get some peekaboo. Okay, like I said, you gonna get some stomach. You gonna get maybe a little hip action. But my assets are covered. Okay, so again, I think this just you can be stylish without giving away too much, and you can play up your curves without doing too much, but it's okay to give a little peekaboo, I feel. Okay. But that's me.
80-year-old Tamara with crop tops. Let's look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. Bridget.
Hey, okay, I'm Bridget. I live downtown Atlanta, but I am in Virginia right now visiting my parents. I grew up on a farm in the country, but my aunt, she was this glamorous lady, and she worked at the bank, and she married a minister, and I used to just look at her like, wow. And then she was always dressed to the nines. She carried herself well. She was very confident, and confidence is something that all women all women should wear, regardless of what you have on. I used to cut out paper dolls. I don't know if y'all ever did this. When I was a child, like a little girl, I played with Barbie dolls, but I used to cut out paper dolls with fashion and place them on something like a person that I had already cut out as well, and change up the outfit. So I always loved fashion. Later on, I got into the fashion industry. I owned a couple of boutiques in Atlanta, and I'm kind of like, I'm not conservative at all. I wake up, one day I may wake up and say, oh, I want to dress in all black today and have my hair up with a big top hat, something like that. The next day I may just want to put on some jeans and a t-shirt and keep it moving. But back to, I think, Tamara, you said this, you get more attention when you dress down.
And that's all the time.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I could leave the gym soaking wet with some gym clothes on and a t-shirt, hair looking crazy.
Same.
Attention. Yes.
Same.
I don't.
Agreed.
Yeah, but I can be, I don't know. It's however I feel when I wake up, but I do like Tracy Ellis Ross, like you, Angela Bassett, designers. I love a Rico Chappelle, a Lafayette Brazil, a Alice and Olivia. I love all of those designers, Balmain, all of those. But I can still go to Marshall's and put something together that looks like those designers, okay?
Love it, love it. There's a reason why men prefer the dress down look. Fellas, if you're watching this, hit us in the comment section. Let them know exactly that reason. But we're going to move on to our next question. And we're going to start this question with Joy. What age is appropriate for a girl to begin to dress more revealing? And why do you believe that?
No age. I say this because the key part is she's a little girl. If we're going to guide her through life, if we're saying you don't even know yourself, like, let me introduce you to yourself, let me help you find yourself, then why does she need to reveal any part of her to anybody? And so, to my point, my whole bit is, you're a little girl. You're supposed to be discovering who you are, your body, all the changes that you're encountering. Learn about you, find your identity, find yourself and your space in this world and what you're called to do and what you're inspired to do. That should be your focus. When you become a young woman and you start getting more introduced to maybe the corporate world or the society around you in college and all of that, yes, that's when you're free to learn and make mistakes and find what suits you. Your body's gone past puberty. Right now you're saying, okay, how do I feel? How do I want to present myself? Then you can do that, right? But when you're a little girl, you're a little girl. So I don't think between that age of 10 to maybe 17, 18, before you go out to college, you still need a lot of guidance because you're still trying to find your space, find yourself and who you are. Apologize for the noise. You're still trying to say, who am I as part of this family unit? Who am I as part of the culture I'm growing up in, the society I'm growing up in, and who do I aspire to be? That should be your focus. So your outfit should be decent. Your outfit should be just, hey, I'm not trying to attract your attention, especially not in a sensual, lascivious way. That should not be your con, because when you get that attention, when you're still trying to find yourself, you're not going to know how to fit all of that into place. You don't know how to do that yet. So it is up to us as parents to guide the little girls. And I don't know if any of you ladies have seen recently, the last couple of years, I've been alarmed at the length of the dresses for prom. I've seen they can't even stoop, or they come out of the car and they can now the limo, and it's like, can't, because it's really like micro minis. Or if it's really long and regal, then there's a split all the way down to the belly button. And I'm going, I'm sorry, how old are you again? So to my point is just, no, you're a girl, stay a girl for as long as possible.
Can I chime in on that, Mel?
Well, write it down for me, Amanda. We want to be able to get through everybody. We definitely gonna have time for rebuttal or follow up. Definitely. All right, Kristen.
I have to agree with Joy. It's really no age that a girl should be revealing herself, and we talking about a kid. They need to just be enjoying childhood and being a kid and having fun. Like the world already is trying to over sexualize kids at a young age, and so you just don't want to put them in that type of environment like that. So yeah, I definitely agree. Just let kids be kids.
Mhm.
No doubt. Free.
Um, I was taught get your own four walls and you can do what you want to do.
Mm.
And me personally, I moved off campus in college and had my own place at 19. 19 is when I started to wear more revealing clothing. Um, I believe if you can maintain your own home on a continuous basis, you do get the privilege of doing a little bit more than you could have done when you were a little bit younger, provided you follow some guidelines and some safety.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Now, Amanda, feel free to answer the question, but also you can do that follow up if you would like on your turn.
Um, I was about to say I have girls that are one that's about to turn 14 Sunday. One that is 15 that will turn 16 in January, one that's 9 that will turn 10 in December. So if you had asked me prior to them getting to this age, like what will you let them wear? It would have been totally different than where I am now. For me, I remember my father telling me, "You have a nice shape." Well, they made me feel like it was a curse.
Mm.
So then, um, I I think I over sexualized myself when I was able to.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So because I wasn't able, because when my parents were, and everybody else was pointing out my hips and my waistline and my curves, I was like, but I just want to play football.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even thinking about it.
Mhm.
So when my girls come in my room and my oldest daughter, who is a true introvert, homeschooled, so confident in herself because that's what I teach them. I teach them confidence. They're all so confident. When she comes in my room and she has this outfit and it's got a little midriff, and I look at her and I see that she's confident in it, she's wearing it. If I know that she's not wearing it to impress, because she'll come in my room with this midriff, but her locks are just so untamed and uncombed because she don't care. you know, she just like her outfit. So I'm not gonna draw attention to the fact that it's midriff. Cause tomorrow she'll come in with a sweatshirt and jogging pants
Mhm.
and locks in a bun, and she might have combed the locks up this time, and she can care less. So I don't think as parents we should put so much attention on that. And I'm saying that from experience because I didn't know I was fine until people started telling me I was fine, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
was a tomboy.
Mhm.
I have the scars to prove it. Like all I wanted to do was play ball. It was the aunties and the teachers and my parents that were bringing all this attention to it, that made me feel like it was something wrong with me for one thing. I was like, I can't help this. But then the moment I was in my 20s, I used it. My girls, even though they have nice shapes, they don't care.
Mhm.
And I want them to continue not to care. So when they bring outfits to me and they just happen to have a little midriff, but the pants are huge, they're not showing anything at the bottom. I'm not tripping on that. I think we as parents, we get paranoid. First of all, because we know what we've done. We know what's out there, but we know what we've done. So we get paranoid, and then we push that off on our kids. I'm not doing that. If you look cute in the midriff, you look cute in the midriff, and we cool. But the moment you put that on because you're trying to impress your little friends or a little boy, we got a problem. You got to put something else on. So You
Mm,
Mel,
know,
I love it.
can I
Hold
ask,
on
we
now.
respond later? Just take
You
notes?
definitely can. You
Oh,
definitely
okay.
can. Take that
Okay.
note. I love it. Malika.
Hello. So even though I said earlier that I don't dress so modest, I'm old school. A little girl needs to be a little girl. I
Mhm.
agreed a lot with Joyce had to say. I have a daughter. She's in her 20s, but however, I was very particular on how she dressed. I was mindful of things. I just believe that little girls should enjoy being a little girl. I mean, I see now girls have, they're like 11, 12 with long stiletto nails and just things I wouldn't even wear. Children should be
we're
children.
not doing that.
Yeah, children should be children. They should enjoy being a child and wear childlike clothes. And that's just my view on that with reference. And what the age should be, definitely 18 and younger, you should be mindful. And that's something that should be taught on what appropriate is. Because sometimes you may wear something that sends off the wrong message and you're in a certain setting. And even though it's not okay for certain things to happen, you just still have to, teach the young ladies to, be mindful and be safe. And just because you think it's cute because it's cute and it's fashionable, there's predators out there that think in a different way.
Mhm.
So we have to be mindful and teach the young ladies that as well.
Got you. Tamara.
Uh, well, I'm a midriff girl, so this is gonna be hard for me to answer. I didn't really start showing my belly though, honestly, until I was about 19. I think that's when I was like, I had my own job, I was buying my own clothes. I was kind of like feeling myself a little bit. And I think every girl's gonna go through that stage. I think the more you try to keep them covered, they're gonna reach a point in their life where, like, hold up, I'm smelling myself a little bit, puberty hitting kind of right, and think clothes are fitting a little bit different. Now I am kind of like, I feel like if my girls, I have elementary school girls, so they're young right now, but I know when they hit, I have a bonus baby. She's 11. So she's starting to, feel herself too. So when she comes during the summer, I'll never forget, like, they're into TikTok. Like a lot of the stuff that they're seeing, these girls are wearing crop tops and shorts. This is what they're seeing. And I even think about some of the cartoons that we used to watch. Like I was thinking about Brace Face when I was growing up. She had like her midriff was showing, and this is a cartoon, and she was a teenager. Like this was like normal. Like you start to show a little belly when you get older. We start to get our belly buttons pierced around, the teenage years. And I think this is just kind of like a natural thing that you kind of go through as a girl. But there is a way to go about it to where, you're still covered. Like if you're going to show belly, you don't need to be showing like all your legs need to be all like your shorts shouldn't be so short. Like maybe have your legs covered and then your belly. Or if you're going to be, have a full shirt on, you can have your legs out. But I think there just needs to be a balance of skin that's showing and it's not excessive. So I just think it's really when they hit the late teens, anything 18 older, when they start, buying their own stuff, they should have free will. This is when you're trying to figure out what you like, what your style is, what look good on you, what doesn't look good on you. And I don't want to hinder, my kids' style because that's a form of creativity too. That's how you figure yourself out and what works for you. Um, and I think too, because I came up from a Christian household where even wearing a spaghetti strap shirt was a problem. We weren't allowed to wear things that showed our shoulders off, which I think was ridiculous. I'm like, if a man's gonna get turned on by a shoulder, that's a him problem. That's not a me problem. So I think, learning how to figure out what's really my problem and somebody else's problem. Like as long as I'm covered and I make sure my girls are doing all right. But to go back to my stepdaughter, she wanted to wear. We were going to the beach, and she had like this little top from her bathing suit, but she picked out these shorts that I thought, okay, ma'am, no, you're 11. We're not doing that. So I was like, let me go and see if I could find some different things that she had, and I found a pair of shorts that matched her outfit. They were longer. They came down to like a little bit above her knee. If you're gonna wear that little crop top, that's fine, but you're gonna be more covered up at the bottom. And she respected it. She respects how she loves how I dress. So she kind of takes heed to what I'm saying. And it was cool. So it's okay. I think you just kind of pick and choose when to offer guidance when you see them kind of making a decision that, yeah, I don't feel like you need to be wearing that, type situation. So teens, late teens is when you can start figuring that out.
You need to figure your phone out. It just
I know,
failed.
right? I
But
know, right? Well, you made me go to
You
Lance.
you just dropped the mic, cultivate.
and also, you almost made me want to get Vera in here because her shoulders are off the chain. It go from like shoulder to neckline. It turns me on. But anyway, no, you talking about shoulder. But she told me to tell y'all how, by the way, too. I forgot to mention that earlier. We're gonna go to Bridget.
So I think I'm on the fence. I remember when I was a young girl in school. I grew up in a strict home. My dad was the main deacon in the church, and my mom was deaconess, and I don't know. They dressed me one way at school, but I would take a change of clothes to school and change. They found out and I got in trouble. But now, I was also a late bloomer. I didn't start growing breasts until probably 10th or 11th grade.
Bridget, I'm with you. I was about 15, 16.
Yeah.
I know.
Everybody, girl, I was stuffing my bra because I wanted to. I wanted boobs.
You thought something was wrong. I'm like, what is wrong?
Like, why am I not growing? But now what I've noticed, girls that are 11, 12, they look like they 25. And I don't know if it's the food. I don't know what it is. But girls from my day, the body is totally different from today. So again, I'm on the fence. It's, I do feel like girls shouldn't try to grow up so fast, even though I did. But I also want them to feel free and, be who they really are, what they're, dress how you're comfortable. As long as they know the difference from being who they are and from looking like a slut. As long as they don't look like a slut, I'm good with it.
Love it. Sarita.
Hey. Okay, so for me, I guess to just be direct and answer the question, and I would have to say, ideally, once she's out on her own or mature enough to deal with whatever comes with what attire she chooses to use or to wear, because I think, as Malika and a couple of you have said, it's outright dangerous out here, and we can't ignore that. It's no secret that we are living in some pretty dark times right now, and I understand it's peer pressure for a lot of girls. As I can't remember who brought up and mentioned the TikTok thing, but they're competing. We as parents, I'm sorry, are competing with all of these other factions, right? As far as and the pressures out there that drive the need for our girls to want to look a certain way. Sometimes these girls, that's not even really what they want to do. They're dressing the way they're dressing because of societal and peer pressures. So, like I said, we're living in pretty dark times. I've never seen anything like this, right? It's serious with all of the kidnapping and trafficking, and it's just alarming. So, I guess I would have to ask, what is meant by revealing, because this means something different to each person. As I've listened to you all, are we talking just scantily clad, cleavage, butt cheeks hanging out, or just something similar to wearing like tights and V-necks or sleeveless? Because just on a quick side note, and I'm sorry, my light just went out. On a quick side note, like girls are raised from a very young age to garner the attention of the male. That's just real talk. And she observes her mother and possibly her grandmother and aunties and sisters too, if she has any, and she's watching them closely, right? She understands from toddler age how to grab the attention of or tap into the resources of the father figures in her life. So, daddy's girl. And not to be too long-winded, but these behaviors are what drives the need for a lot of, girls and women to dress in a manner that will attract or evoke the response that she's looking for.
Yeah, and I will say I intentionally left that word revealing up for interpretation. So, however you define it, definitely that's what the question was regarding. So, thank you for that, Sharita. Now we have a couple of rebuttals, I believe. If y'all still have it, feel free. I think Joy, I think you had one for sure.
I was gonna say, for me, Amanda, to your point, I grew up a tomboy too. I played soccer with the boys, and I got the scratches in my legs, and at some point, my mom was like, "No, I know you're gonna hate this right now, but you will thank me when you stop getting all this on your legs and climbing the trees and unbattling the boys." It was just all of that, right? But then puberty hit, and then I got a 10 to 12 inch differential to my waist and my hips, and I was like, "What?" And the tattoos came in early, and I was like, and to your point, a lot of attention from the boys going, "Oh, what is that?" Right? And then the older men noticing the looks, right? And nobody had to say anything. I started noticing and becoming more conscious of that. So I totally understand, but the point is, I think, from my point of view as a parent, is to make sure that your little girl knows why. The whole point is knowing why. So whatever age they're in, whether they're just going off to college, in high school, and we have to remember puberty is the biggest peer pressure moment. The kids are trying to be independent. Daddy and mommy, I love you. Just like Bridget said, they love you and they want you to dress this way, but you're like, oh, it's too stuffy. I want to be cool. I want to be in, right?
Right.
So the whole thing is the girls are going to try to experiment. That's fine. That's normal biologically. They're trying to kind of push the outer limits. They're trying to try different things. But my point is, if you're having a conversation with your little girl and you'd say, well, why do you want to show your midriff? Because I think it leads them to that introspection. And if I actually wear a full outfit, right? So it's not, I think the conversation needs to start earlier than when you start seeing them want to experiment and try these things, because then they can easily come to you and have these conversations, right? Or you can come to them and say, well, why do you want to do this, baby? And they don't feel judged. And they can actually say, well, I just think it's cool. My friend was wearing it. Yes, I think it's really cool. Then you can gauge, when you're a little girl, right? Okay, that's fine. But then there's the other side of it, right? Yes, to her, she's cute. She's wearing this thing, but there are eyes that are lurking, right? The way you present yourself, where you are, it garners attention, sometimes very unwanted attention, especially when those hips are coming out, those tatas are coming out. There are a lot of men that will look at that, or even young boys, and say, you're a woman, right? They can't distinguish. Not everybody has a self-control. So yes, it's true, they have two eyes, they can avert it to where they want, but they can choose not to. And now you've become this bait, right? Unintentionally. And so that's why I think until a little girl knows her identity, knows who she is, how to carry herself, what it means to reveal flesh, skin, and what that can mean to another person, because even unintended actions have consequences. And I think having that conversation early, having them have that foundation, leads to more conversations as they go through the changes going on. Even the college time, then it wouldn't be a wild and out time. It would be an exploration, but with caution. So that's kind of the big point I wanted to make about that.
That's the conversation that I have with my friends. I do have that relationship with my daughters. We have open dialect. We talk about everything. And like I said initially, when she comes to me, my 15-year-old, it's because she likes the outfit. The moment that I recognize that it's about something else, Houston, we have a problem. And we will have a problem if the outfit is too much. I've had to say something about that. Even tonight, like my daughter's turning 14, and she's been saving this shirt. Okay, well, we saved this shirt. Well, when we started saving this shirt, we were a D. Now we got to have this triple D conversation because we don't look the same in the shirt. But to your point, Joy, I have those difficult, and the conversations are not difficult because I have that relationship with my daughters. Hey, um, that midriff is cute, and I recognize that you just wearing it because you think it's cute, but somebody may look at it and think it's, we talk about the whole pedophile thing. We talk about how men look at women inappropriately. I use myself as the muse. My 14-year-old, she hates like when we're out and somebody pays me some attention. Like she hates it. He's just like, he was looking right at your butt. Like she's like a bodyguard. So I have to tell her, well, you have to understand, like no, y'all, it's terrible. She's crazy. But I have to explain to her it is not the easiest thing to do. Is that you kind of made up just like mom. Like your shape is just like mom. So the people that are attracted to mom are attracted to you. We were in Walmart the other day, and I work for a bank, so I had on my badge and my ID. She has on her badge and her ID, but it's from school. So I have my back turned, and from the back, I will say I don't look 45. I'll give myself that. I'm with my daughter. My daughter is about to turn 14, but she's 5'9". Yeah, her dad's 6'5". She's 5'9", and she's fully developed. And she bad. She just all of this, she is. So normally I'm aware of my surroundings, but I teach them to be. And like I said, she's my little bulldog. So we're checking out in the self checkout. This man walks up to us. My back is turned, and he says to us, um, I just want to get to know you ladies because I needed y'all to help me with something. Yeah, I needed y'all to help me with something. So I turn around and he looks at my badge and he realizes it's not the same school badge that she has on. He thought we were both teenagers. You know what I mean? And so his intentions were, but she noticed it. She was like, no, mom, something's up with him because he's been looking at us, since we came to the checkout line. And then I had to have that conversation. Well, he was looking at us because he didn't recognize my badge. He thought it was a school badge like yours. And we got the same hips. You're a little bit more endowed here than me. So he saw something that he was attracted to. So right there in Walmart, I had to have that conversation, you know, and I do that on a daily. And it doesn't matter when it is, in the car, in the grocery store, whenever. So I have that relationship with my daughters to where if she comes in here with a midriff on, I know it's because she truly likes the outfit and because she's not trying to impress a little boy. Now, I know to ask the questions when I feel like, why are we doing this? You know, but I know for me, when I put an outfit on and I felt good about it, my dad came at me from the preacher standpoint, and my mom came at me from the classy lady, you shouldn't do this. It just made me want to do it more. And like I said, it did. It made me want to do it more. And I will be honest with you, I didn't know I was fine. I care nothing about it. I played basketball and football. I had one brother. We are 16 months apart. I did everything he did. Who cared about what my hips look like? Like, I didn't understand that football was just making my thighs thicker. I didn't know. I didn't care. But if my father had sat me down and said, hey, look, I know you a tomboy. But just because you out here playing football, it's making your thighs thick. Boys kind of look at this, so you might not order. But what he did was when we talk about it because we're best friends right now. What he did was he would say stuff like, "You look like a slut walking out," and I'm like, "Well, I thought I looked good. I thought I looked good." So at 40 something years old, when I put something on or used to, I thought about that. But now I'm kind of like Tamara. I'm like, and look, if I want to wear it, I'm gonna wear it. If it's a turtleneck or if it's a crop top. So it's kind of like rebellion, even at 45, almost 46 years old. And I don't want my daughter feeling like that because she came in here with a midriff one day and a hoodie the next day because I'm allowing her to be who she is. She wanted to lock her hair because she don't like combing her hair.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it.
Let
That's
the,
solid conversation, ladies. And I always knew the Williams brothers didn't play. I always knew it, and I saw it. But we're
but
gonna
on
move
the
on to.
flip side, Mel, he's my best friend. He's a
Wait,
I
cool
love
I
it.
just wanted
dude.
to say
Oh,
something really, really quick.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so when you develop really super early, and when I say super early, I mean like 8 years old, I had a bra, and
That's all three of my girls.
it was, and then I guess in a way when when I seen my daughter like at 7, and I knew I was kind of like wanting kind of like to if I could tape them down or kind of like prolong the puberty a little bit. So it is a stigma, and I don't know if it's just Western culture of shaming because my peers did not, and predominantly my peers were Caucasian, didn't have the body type that I had. So it was like
Same.
it's a shame and a guilt that's put inside of you, like I guess subconscious. And then, like I said, it didn't help that people in my family tend to body shame. So I really don't have a body type of other women in my family. So it's kind of like, oh, here she coming here with these big old breasts, and it was like
Right.
some people were complimenting them, but I was just so shameful of how I
Mm-hmm.
looked for so long. So it
Yep.
does come a point in your life that you do become liberated and just like, you know what? You may see me in a hoodie and like you may see me in a turtleneck one day. But I guess in a nutshell, I wear what I want to wear when I feel like wearing it.
Exactly.
And I'm old enough
Malika.
to kind of steer away from certain, I still get unwanted attention, but I know how to handle that. But I know when you're
Right.
younger, you don't have, and I've been put in that position that men thought I was much older than what I was. But some
Mm-hmm.
men, not all, knew by my conversation that I was a child. But there's
Mm-hmm.
some men out there that don't care about that
I was
you're
about
a
to say they
child.
didn't care.
Even because if I look like I may be 21, but however, my conversation is a Pokemon. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you kind of, so
Yeah.
it's just it's having those conversations with the
Yeah.
young ladies in your life that you care about.
No, I was
Yeah.
gonna, if
I
I
had a
can
bad
respond,
joke.
one of the theme that I'm seeing too here is, and this is why I go back to a conversation with parents, right? Like I think Amanda talked about the slush, even from your dad, right? And saying he thought he was steering you in the right way, right? And he didn't mean to hurt you. The difference for me growing up was being treated like, do you know whose daughter you are, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
difference in the way that conversation hits. So when you're told to
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
carry yourself like royalty, right, you're
Same.
becoming
Yes.
a woman, and and it's not, you're not being shamed for having these curves. This is actually amazing. This is life. You're growing, you're becoming a woman, but carry yourself in this way.
A
So for me
queen.
it was a different conversation.
Oh
And so
wow.
for me it was geared towards more, what, if I cover myself head to toe, I can still have that sensuality about me, right?
Right.
So it was much more different. So I'm gaining that insight from you both. Thank you for of saying, okay, let's, when we talk to our daughters, and for me, my son, it's like understanding that, what does that sensuality, what does that confidence look like, even when I'm covered head to toe? How do you
Mm-hmm.
carry and show that grace? How do you walk like you're gliding? And you take a look, yeah, you watch the monarchs, right? You watch them and how they carry themselves. I can wear the
Mm-hmm.
hats and everything and the fascinators and look amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And showing that, to me, for me, that removed the need to want to show skin, then I didn't have to prove anything to anybody else because I knew who I was already. And so as I was growing, especially when you're young, like you said, Malik, like as an older woman, you know how to handle yourself in some situations. As a young girl, you can get very confused, especially when there are people you've known since you were a child looking at you different. You don't know how to handle it when uncle is the one looking at you that way.
Right.
And so that's why I think it is very crucial. And I'm glad that you're having these conversations, Amanda, and continue to have those checkpoints too. It is crucial because the things that happen to young girls biologically through those years, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I know. If and I'm telling you, if you just having young girls 15, 13, and 9, they're almost 16, 14, and 10. It's crazy the things that go on in their head. And I have learned that I have to share my struggles too, because they look at you as superwoman, like you don't go through, anything. Like I remember my daughter asking me, she was like, "You wearing shorts all of a sudden? Why are you wearing crop tops all of a sudden?" And what she didn't realize was one reason I didn't wear crop tops was, I have 4 children, right? I'm 45 years old. Do you know the hate I get just because I work out and I have abs?
Wearing crop
So
tops, please.
Yes,
see,
we know.
right,
We
Tamara.
know.
But see, it took me a minute to get there. So I would pass another mom and I would be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. Her stomach doesn't look like mine. And then I got to the point where I was like, wait a minute, she ain't up at 4 a.m.
Correct.
Like
Put it on.
doing doing 150 flights of stairs.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that's what I
You're
show my
fine.
daughters. If I want to wear a crop top, I wear it. But they'll catch me in a 3-piece suit too, because I want to wear that too. And they'll catch me in a dress to my ankles that's flowy with pockets, and you can't even tell what's up under it because I feel cute in it too.
Yeah.
But it took me a minute to get comfortable with my shape. And I know that's not people. When I say that to people, they think I'm crazy. They were like, "Oh, but girl, you bad." But it make it. Malika gets it. It makes
Wanted
you
to point it out
uncomfortable.
so much in a
I'm
negative
I'm
manner.
still struggling. I lost 50
Yeah.
pounds, and people like, girl, you look good before and then after. I was like, I do. I struggle with this so bad, and
Hmm.
I just met with someone the other day, and they're gonna start helping me like take my fitness to another level, because it's not just about looks for me. It's about my health. It's about
Right.
every woman in my family is a diabetic, and I don't want to be that.
Right.
It's
Right.
about so many things, and
Right.
people say that, and I'm like, huh? But then I
I
do
and
have
I'm
my
a
days that
girl.
I'm
I'm
like,
a whole
yeah,
bodybuilder,
I'm all that. I don't
and
care. I'm
I'm
gaining
still
5
not
minutes.
confident. I'm still I'm still
Hey,
not
look,
confident. Like
I
even
love it. I love it.
in bodybuilding, I'm still not like.
Oh man, let's move on to the next question. All right, we're gonna move on. Thank you. That's an amazing conversation, lady. Once again. Uh, hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mel. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for checking things out here. Oftentimes we go on people's pages and are like, man, what is going on here? What is the purpose of this channel? So let me be clear. The purpose of this channel is to speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And when I say truth, I'm not saying my truth, not your truth, but the Lord's truth. All about the word, all about the ways and the will of God. What does he have to say about the nuclear family? And I believe the generations of today, whether it be Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever the case may be, I believe now we have a very toxic relationship regarding marriage, regarding family, regarding having children. We're in a toxic dynamic as we speak. And honestly speaking, a lot of the answers that we're looking for in our community, a lot of the cures and a lot of the answers will come from a proper, fulfilled family home. If you go down the line of everyone's individual trauma, there you will find some negligence or some type of issue that they had with their parents. So here on this channel, we address those things head on. We don't place fear in those issues and avoid the topic. We do what Jesus did. And when he said, don't assume that I came for peace, but I came with a sword. I came to turn family members against family members if it means you following me. If you have to cut them off, if you have to address them and have arguments for you to follow me, so be it. And I think at this point in our society, we're at the so be it stage. So here at Life Coaching by Mel, I'm all about bringing healing to that. And the number one way to do that is have honest conversations. So if that's something you like, that's something you're into, that's something you really want to be a part of, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think about everything. I do my best to respond as often as I can. I want to hear from you guys. This is not about me. It's about healing our nation, healing our states, healing our cities, healing our community, healing our homes. Love you guys. Take care.
Let's go.